Hi guys, Lady Random here and welcome back to Regrowth. Busy day again today. We're going to go into a little bit of blood magic. So in the last episode we made our charged attuned stone, which is one of the things that we're kind of needing going forward, but we need it for this, which is the blood altar, which is going to be kind of the basis of all of our blood magic that we're going to be doing. So, a couple of things that we're going to need for that. We need thaumium ingots, which I believe we have some down in the Thorncraft area. Attuned stone, we've got that up in the witchery area. We need to make some altar blocks and we need to make another runic altar. So we've got to go and gather a few bits and pieces from around. Now, I've got a couple of water bottles here, which is something we need for the altar blocks. Let's go and gather what we need from in here. So it's a couple of thaumium ingots I think we need. Yep, we've got a couple there, so that's good. We do have those. So we need a runic altar. And for the runic altar we need living rock, and we need either a mana pearl or a mana diamond. I've got stacks of mana pearls, I think. So I think I can gather those. So we'll need just one of those, and oh, we've actually got a bunch of living rock there, but we'll grab 5, I believe it is we need. Let's try this out. So it should be mana pearl and then 5 living rock around there. That gives us our runic altar. A fabulous. Then we need to whiz our way up to our witchery area to go grab little patch of rain that we have just here. It's so nice that it rains now, kind of. I think we're looking, we've got some more leaves that have turned as well on here. Not seeing a great deal happening anywhere else, so we might have to keep an eye on this. But we've got a few, so we might get some decent trees, but I'm not seeing anything happening on our jungle wood tree, I don't think. Anyway, there's nothing standing out to me, and nothing happening on our acacia tree either. Or, to be fair, is that a little bit there? No, nothing on the birch or the other either. But right, getting back to the point of this. So, altar blocks. Let's just go back into here. So for the blood altar, like we said, we needed 4 altar blocks. We need a runic altar, which we've now got. Our attuned stone we've got up here. We've got our thaumium ingots. So for the altar blocks, that is stone bricks, rowan wood. That's where we need our water bottles, and we need exhale of the horned one, which comes from smelting oak saplings in the witch's oven, and then breath of the goddess, which is from birch. So we're going to need 2 lots of that, because unfortunately you only get 3 blocks out of each one. So I think I've got some breath of the goddess. Yep, get a couple of those out, and I have a bit of a surplus of exhale of the horned one from where I was trying to get wood ash, and because the oak saplings are pretty prolific, we were going with that. Now I think in here I should have, yep, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. The 1 attuned stone that we're going to need actually for, I think, now it was the blocks, wasn't it? And that's annoying. We're going to have to go back into the house because we need stone bricks. And we're going to need 8 of them, if I remember correctly. Let's have a look and see what we've got, whether we've got some stone bricks in here. We've got cobblestone bricks. They're not going to work. So we need some actual stone. And we need 8 of them. Okay. Might have to go smelt ourselves up a wee bit of stone to make our bricks. Now I've been busy here just getting some more potatoes, because we're going to be needing potatoes. In fact, we're going to be needing food in general when we start getting into the blood magic. In order to be able to sort of redo our points. Oh, that's coming along nicely. Happy days. That is working a treat. Yeah, so for blood magic, you need, in order to do anything at all, you need life points. And the life points actually come from draining your blood. Which sounds a little bit gory, but, you know, it's blood magic after all, right? So we're all sort of expecting that to happen. So we'll also need to make a sacrificial dagger as part of that. So we could actually have a look at that. I've also pulled up the recipe. I was making some more magical food because I think that's going to be our fastest source of regeneration from the life points, obviously, because you're going to take damage when you... see if we can type. When you take damage when you stab yourself, basically, for releasing the blood. So we need to make ourselves an Arthana, and then we pop that through drop that into mana, and that'll give us the sacrificial knife, which we need as part of blood magic. So easy peasy for that. Gold nuggets, gold ingots, emerald, and a stick. So I think we should have a lovely emerald there. The rest of it's all going to be down here. 2 of them, 1 of them, 1 of them. Over to our crafting table. So that's that there, that there. Beautiful emerald in the middle. Boink, boink. And that gives us our Arthana. Let's pop back up and just see how we're getting on with this. That's our stone done. Fabulous. And how are our potatoes coming on? Oh, we're doing all right. We are doing all right. So we might as well actually just sort of stay put here to craft our blood altar. So first of all, let's craft our altar blocks, which we could have done so much more easily than that. Then it's the rowan wood, water bottle, breath of the goddess. I think this is the right way around. Yeah, there we go. So that's given us that. Ooh, water bottle, of course, and the other water bottle. So that gives us 6 of those. Now, I said we only need 4, so we're going to have 2 surplus, but that's fine. There we go. Beautiful. Right. So, thormium, attuned stone, that, and 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That gives us our blood altar. So we can now pop over to our Botania area, and we can get this chucked into a mana pool. And I'm pretty sure we can do it into any mana pool. I don't think we need the... yeah, that's fine. We don't need to have the alchemical doody what's it thing in there. So just chuck that in there. That gives us our sacrificial knife. So, this is all good. This is all good. So if we check our quest book now, 100% on that. So we now go to a detection task, which is the sacrificial knife that we needed. So that now rewards us with a soul chunk claimer. Now I'm yet to know what we're going to do with that, but you know, we will find out. So that's now unlocked a couple of bits for us. So we've unlocked slated for improvement. So these are slates that we'll actually need to improve or level up our blood altar. And I believe with those slates you need to actually put some runes onto it, which helps us sort of enhance that. It's also unlocked for us this, which is the going orbital. So we need to make a weak blood orb, and this is something that will actually store our blood, and we can use it for crafting. So the blood altar will hold so much. This will obviously hold some. It won't hold very much. You can make better tiers of those, which I'm sure we will do, but this will tie it directly to my soul. Okay, so it says here 2,000 life points is sufficient to transform a diamond into a weak blood orb. This equates to about 10 hearts worth of life drained from the sacrificial knife. So after the altar's internal buffer of 1,000 life points has been filled, that is. Okay, so we're going to need the equivalent of 3,000 life points. So yeah, so that's quite a lot, right? That's quite a lot. Let's just stick this into here because I don't actually know what I'm gonna do with it, and we'll pop the rest of the altar blocks into there, which is why I kind of thought to myself, potatoes aren't going to cut it. This is where I think magical food is going to be our friend. That hasn't grown yet, so I was just having a look to see whether it had. So no, I think this is where magical food is going to be our friend, because we need to be able to recharge, and obviously with the magical food you actually get regen 2 effect on it, and it replaces 6 hunger. So obviously if we're taking damage, that will be something that we need. I wish I could sleep. I don't think we can we? No. Oh, why are you not night? Why are you not night? So we need an area in which to set this up. Ow! That'll be the bees. Do you know what? I've been backwards and forwards across here, and I've managed to dodge getting stung today, so it was only a matter of time, to be fair. Come on. Stop now. Stop now. Oh. 6 seconds left. Come on, just let me get better. I don't really want to be trying to do this on low health. Just quickly have a little munch of potatoes. So I kind of thought this area, granted at the moment, is not safe as such, though it appears to have some plants growing. That was probably me bone mealing stuff. Yeah, it's not safe in so much as we are not enclosed here. However, it's a big enough area that we should be able to do our blood altar. So this is something that is actually going to be kind of tiered up as we go. But we can start very, very basically, that we will just pop it about here for now. So we've placed it in the world. We need to actually get some blood into that. So blood and blade. So the basic sacrificial knife is... Oh, this is a better knife, the elven knife. We need to come back to that. So let's make sure we've got our health full. And I think we have to stand by this. And if we... Nope. There you go, look. You see, that's kind of... Oh! And that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you don't keep an eye on your health. So that obviously took a lot more out of me than we expected it to. That's fine. We can go and get our... retrieve our bits and pieces from out here. So that's what happens when you drain your life points far too much. It's basically you die. And you end up with a stupid grave. With all of your stuff in it. And another random gravestone. So let's just stick our armour and all of our baubley bits back on. Just have a quick check around, just make sure we're not missing anything. And I think let's go and sleep very quickly. But yeah, can you see how easily you can drain your life away too much? So that was kind of, I was just holding my right click button. I was holding it down a little bit. I wasn't carefully clicking. And that resulted in me dying, which is never good. Let's have a sleep. Lady Random died. I did. Alrighty. So let's try this again. In fact, why don't we grab a diamond while we're here, because what we could try and do is make our weak blood orb at the same time. There we go. Oops, overshot the door. So yeah, it's kind of dangerous if you're not being too carefully, not paying attention to what you're doing, like I wasn't. I will keep a knife on me actually, just because, and we'll just pop the rest of this stuff just up and out the way for the moment. So let's pop back out here, carefully holding that. I think we're pretty safe. I think we got away before anything started to spawn out here. So at the moment you can have a look. We can't actually see how much blood is in our blood altar at this stage. I believe that once you have one of the blood orbs, it will actually help you be able to see the blood that's in there. But let's keep trying to carefully. See, it's taking like a heart at a time away from us. Let's eat and heal. And I guess if we throw our diamond there, stand away a little bit, let's throw our diamond onto the... Oh! Throw our diamond onto the altar, she says. Throw the diamond. Right click the diamond into the altar. Once there is sufficient blood in there, that should turn that into our weak blood orb. This is my theory, right? This is my theory, and I believe this is what I've seen happen. Now we just need to recharge the old health up. And this is the kind of painful, the painful part. There we go. Need to eat again. And then we can go back to right clicking. Trying to fill this up. And let's let that regen again. Yeah, you see that started to suck it all up now. So it's going to be a bit of a slow and painful process, but let's have a look. So yeah, you see, look, soul free. We have soul free because we took it down too far. Too far. Have a little bunch. So what we could do is probably use our magical food and actually get some regen going on that. So is it 2,000 we need? There we go. Let's see how quickly that starts healing us up, because that gives us 5 seconds of regen, which will help. Hopefully get this through a bit more quickly. There we go. I think it's cumulative. No, it's not. Well, that's annoying. We'll have to remember that. Just need to eat one piece at a time. Hopefully that will heal up soon. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Wait until that's filled up properly. But yeah, so what I need to do really with this area is, at the very least, I think we need to get some kind of fencing going around. This is taking ages, isn't it? This is taking absolutely ages, yeah. And I just don't know that I can tell, or certainly not at this point, I can't tell how much blood is in there. There we go. Yay. So I believe we just right click that out with an empty hand. And there we have our weak blood orb. Now, I think if we... Oh, no. Right. Shift right click. There we go. Current owner me. So, this is my blood altar. This is my blood orb. And this is how I can now start to fill that up. Now I believe that it should tell me, if I right click it in there, it will fill up eventually. But yeah, that's something I need to look into. So we have our weak blood orb, and it is literally just that detection task, which is great. So that gives us 6 blank slates, which is cool. So what do you now unlock for us? So slate of improvement. Whilst a blood altar is all well and good, if you wish to actually do anything with the blood or improve its construction, you're going to need a material more closely attuned to the power of blood. You'll need material known as blank slates, which are made by dousing living rock in a blood altar. These slates have many uses in the art of blood magic, so you'll probably be needing quite a few of them. So we've already got 1 out of 1. So crafting task. So one such use is the creation of blood sigils. So most of this will grant you power at the cost of life points stored in your soul network. The simplest of these to get is a sigil of divination, which allows you to see the state of your altar. This is what we're talking about. So this is the tier of your altar, the amount of blood you have in there. So you right click the altar with the sigil and the amount of life points stored in your soul network. Right click in the air with the sigil, all without costing you life points to use. So we need to make a divination sigil. So for that, let's have a look. Weak blood orb, glass, and a blank slate. So I reckon we've probably just about got time that we can go and do that. Now, what I don't know is whether this just gets rid of my blood orb, and I'll end up having to make another one. We'll have to find out. But I think it's pretty simple to make. So we ought to do it, right? We ought to. So let's drop down here. I'm pretty sure I have some glass. She says. I've got 4. Awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's cook ourselves up a little bit more glass. And I'll just go check out very quickly. So I did have some bees acclimatizing in here. So how are you? You are up to 555. Fabulous. And we've got a 555 worker. Brilliant. So that means we can actually go and get those started actually in the hives outside. So while that glass is cooking, let's just flit about and just do a couple of chores. So I will need some frames. Have I got any more frames? Ooh. Did I put frames into these? I don't. So do you know what? I'm going to stick these into here for the moment because I need to make some more frames for those, and probably we'll get another setup done like we've got over there for it, but that's fine. Right, hopefully we've got 4 glass, we've got 5. That's perfect. So let's pop this down. So we need our 1 blank slate, weak blood orb. Was it all glass all the way around? Is it more glass than I thought? It was more glass than I thought. So it's a good thing I cooked 8 really then, wasn't it? Because I needed 7. Don't doink. There we go. No, that's good. It hasn't destroyed our weak blood orb. That's great. So this is our divination sigil. And let's just whiz back out to our blood altar because we could put a little bit more blood into the altar, right? But what we'll do is we'll run with it as it is, just so it can tell us what we've actually got in our network. So our network being the blood altar and any orbs or anything else that we have in there. So let's claim our reward. That will give us 6 more blank slates, which is awesome. That now unlocks more sigils by the looks of things. It unlocks altar blocks. It well, we already had the elven blade that we could do, and that will help us immensely. But let's see how this works. So right click in the air. So it says we currently have 552 life points in our network. So what we can now do is sit here and click ourselves down a little bit more, just because we're slightly crazy like that. There we go. And if we do it again now, we still only have 500 and... there we go. Click on our altar. So the altar's current essence is 2025 life points in there. It's tier 1 and it has a capacity of, is that 10,000? So that's cool. So obviously in our blood orb, that's where we have 552 in there. So what we could do is right click that in there. That can absorb some of those. You can see that's now clicking down from the altar and filling up our orb. That will stop at the point where we've actually filled the orb completely. As we know, the orb can hold up to 2,000 life points. So I'm imagining that's probably going to stop not too distant, around about 500-ish, just because of what we actually had in there already. Let's have a look. Are you going to go down to about... Oh, okay, that's still absorbing quite a lot, right? That's holding more than I thought it would. Is that just going to drain it out completely? Oh, apparently it has. So if we click on our sigil now, yep, 2577. Now I thought that could only hold 2000. Now I'm going to leg it inside, just because I'm kind of not really fancying the idea of encountering any mobs out here while we're here. And we'll sign out. We'll sign out in the middle of our witch circle, right? So there we go. Little bit of a start of blood magic. So what we'll look at is probably enhancing our altar, I guess, over the next sort of episode or so. So we can try and get this to a tier 2 altar if we can. See where that takes us, get a few more slates made. But for now, guys, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we shall see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.